Welcome to This Explainer. We are jumping right into some absolutely brilliant source material today from Discipleship with Amy. We're going to completely unpack what it actually means to build a life of fellowship with Christ, specifically homing in on the concept of quiet time. Look, if you've ever felt like you're just, going through the motions with your faith, or you're struggling to find a sustainable daily routine that actually keeps you grounded, this explainer is literally going to map it out for you. We're going to break down some incredible analogies straight from the text to help you build a connection that actually lasts. Section 1, the 1% spiritual battery. Okay, I want you to vividly imagine a scenario with me. You're out, you've got a super long day ahead of you, and you pull out your phone only to see that tiny, thin, terrifying red line, 1% battery remaining. There's no charger in sight, no power bank, nothing. You know that rising panic in your chest, right? It's not just a minor inconvenience. In our world, that feels like a literal crisis. Now let's completely flip that scenario on its head. The source challenges us with a massive question. Why on earth do we tolerate running all week long on a totally drained spiritual battery? We walk around totally disconnected from the source, feeling irritable, empty, just completely exhausted, and yet no panic, no crisis. We just kind of accept it as normal. But the text is so clear on this. Running on 1% spiritually is absolutely not how we're designed to operate. Section 2, relationship over religious routine. So, Jesus actually gives us the ultimate charging cable for this exact problem in John chapter 15. The quote is, "Remain in me. Apart from me, you can do nothing." I really want to emphasize the absolute nature of what the author is highlighting here. Notice Jesus doesn't say, "Apart from me, you're going to struggle a little bit," or "things might be slightly harder." He says nothing. Completely disconnecting from this source means a total loss of spiritual power. And this brings us to a massive paradigm shift. On one side, we have religious ritual. That's when we treat our faith like a chore list, right? Just checking boxes, putting in our time. But on the other side is true fellowship. The text stresses that a genuine connection isn't some rigid routine you have to endure. It's an authentic, living relationship. It essentially comes down to this absolutely crucial difference. A ritual is a transaction. It's something you do for God, like you're trying to earn points on a spiritual scorecard. But true fellowship, that's something you do with God. It's an active, daily partnership. When you finally shift your mindset from a transaction to a relationship, that is when you stop draining your battery and actually start charging it. Section 3, planted by the stream. Let's look at this incredible, vivid metaphor from Psalm 1. It describes a thriving tree whose roots are constantly drawing life from a steady stream. It bears fruit in its season, its leaves never wither. Think about how a plant actually survives in nature. It doesn't thrive on a random, sporadic splash of water every now and then. Its entire health depends on its roots having continuous, unbroken access to a life-giving source. So, to make this super practical for us, the tree in that psalm isn't just visiting the river once a month when it's feeling a little parched. It is planted directly next to the stream. According to the text, your quiet time, the daily act of reading scripture and having a real conversation with God, that's you planting yourself right next to the stream. You're rooted. You're not just a tourist taking occasional visits. Section 4, consistency always beats intensity. Okay, let's be totally honest about the real-world obstacles here. Especially if you're a teen trying to balance intense study schedules, exams, friends, and your faith, it's so easy to get distracted or feel like nothing magical is happening when you pray. But the source drops this brilliant piece of advice. Consistency beats intensity. 5 honest minutes daily will profoundly transform you way more than one huge emotional hour every 2 weeks. You don't need a massive event to charge your battery. Building a sustainable daily routine of just 5 honest minutes is a total game changer. Section 5, spiritual oxygen in community. Quoting Hebrews 10:24-25, the source heavily reminds us that we are absolutely not meant to grow this tree completely solo. Isolation might feel easy when life gets chaotic, but the author warns that isolation is actually the quiet breeding ground for burnout and backsliding. When you're totally alone, that 1% battery drain goes completely unnoticed until you hit zero. So how do we fix that? The text lays out these amazing everyday community lifelines. A WhatsApp encouragement group, a trusted accountability friend, a consistent small group. For anyone juggling the heavy demands of modern life, these connections aren't just extra credit for super religious people. The source literally calls them spiritual oxygen. They keep you breathing when the environment gets tough.
Section 6. The closing charge.
To bring this all together, here's your practical roadmap based on today's text. Step 1, plug back in daily. Remember, small, sustainable consistency over exhausting intensity. Step 2, stay near the stream. Plant yourself in scripture and conversation with God. Don't just visit it when you're desperate. And step 3, stay in the group chat that points you to Jesus. Keep those community lifelines active and actively fight against the isolation that pulls you away from the source.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take with you. Look honestly at your life right now. Is your daily routine charging your spiritual battery, or is it quietly, slowly draining it to zero without you even realizing it? Think about where your roots are planted today. Thank you so much for joining me for this Discipleship with Amy Explainer. I really hope this helped you map out your own sustainable routine. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.